one of the blueprints for helping us make this transition is certainly the Earth Charter. And it is a great honor to introduce my friend Mirian Vilela, who is the Executive Director of the Earth Charter International Secretariat.
Thank you very much, Jonathan, and thank you, Green Cross, for organizing this and for inviting me to share some thoughts with you today. It's a privilege because I would like to start by, I have heard a lot about collaboration today, throughout the day actually, including this panel. And I think the way in which the Earth Charter initiative was put together is a very interesting example of collaboration. Collaboration among key individual leaders, collaboration governments, individuals, shared vision. And for that kind of collaboration to happen, because we have heard a lot, and I think we all agree we need collaboration in the world to make this happen, we need trust. Last year in the Rio +5 or Rio +20, I was really in the middle of this discussion between green economy being good or not. And I think it was mainly the driving force of that was a lack of trust between North and South, not willing to collaborate around the notion of green economy. Lack of trust, misunderstanding. So I share this because I have seen in a concrete way in the Earth Charter Initiative, the collaboration, especially among its founding individuals, Mr. Gorbachev, Mr. Strong, two world leaders that were able to orchestrate a collaboration among many other individuals with a shared vision. For that collaboration to happen, I think we need to take away our own thoughts and to be able to listen to the other, to look to the other, to look to the nature and learn from nature and learn from one another. But we are so busy talking and going one direction that we forget to listen to the surrounding, to feel the surrounding. So in order to be able to collaborate, we need to reconnect ourselves with our inner self and with nature. So the Earth Charter certainly talks about vision, and in its preamble it says we need a shared vision of basic values to provide an ethical foundation for the emerging world community. I'm from Brazil and I often listen former Senator Marina Silva share her frustration when she was in the cabinet to say, aren't we members of cabinet, part of the same team? But she often shares that throughout her time, they were fighting among ministers of environment with minister of economy and agriculture. So how can we have a shared vision? How can we build a shared vision if among ministers within the same cabinet don't share a shared vision and cannot collaborate towards this common goal? We need to listen to each other. Yeah, we need to listen to nature to be able to collaborate and to forge this shared vision. A shared vision to give us a direction of where do we want to go, how do we want to go, and what do we mean by a peaceful, sustainable, and just world? What do we mean by that? Julie, I fully agree with you, and I think all of us in this room would agree. We need to have a shared vision. What does that mean, a just, sustainable, and peaceful world? And that's what the Earth Charter has tried to articulate over a process of dialogue and consultation. Shared vision. Shared, but also clear vision. So I use contact lenses, and many of us here use glasses, right? So without my contact lenses, I really don't have a clear vision. So I think we need a shared vision with new glasses, clear glasses that can really show us the way. A clear glasses to show us the systemic vision. We have heard here today the need of systemic thinking, systemic vision, our friend from China just mentioned the need for integrated approach, which I think is quite similar. The need for sustainable design, sustainable planning, systemic planning. Once we put the glasses of sustainability with a shared vision, I think we'll be able to see the relationship and see bridges among our own areas of interest, bridges among the different world agenda, the peace agenda with the environment agenda, and etc. So we need lenses, clear lenses, new glasses to see the world through relationships, bridges, systemic approach. Third, collaboration. I'll come back to the issue of collaboration just because I want to stress the need to collaborate not only with one another, but with the large living world, with the nature. But for that, again, we need to listen, to see, to look at each other, to look at nature, to look at mountains, so that we come a bit closer to that. To collaborate, we need to build trust. When I look at Likotal, I see that we have built trust over the past 15, 17 years of working together. And I think this is really a concrete way of doing things in practice. No? We always talk about this vision of the Earth Charter as a theory that gives us direction, a compass, a map that gives us direction to a more just and sustainable world. But also we need to combine that with action, an action with a good direction. I would like to close by stressing again that the Earth Charter does encompass many things that were said here during the day. But I think we can, again, not achieve this vision of a just, sustainable and peaceful world without two ingredients. Of course, coming from an Earth Charter initiative, I should start by saying an ethical framework and values. But given that many people have already said that, I'm going to take two. I have heard education. We need more education. Yes, we need more education, but I think I would like to add that's not any kind of education, because the world is full of people with a lot of education, master degrees and PhDs, but doing a lot of wrong things and making a lot of bad decisions. So what kind of education do we need? We need to reorient our education systems to incorporate these values and ethics of sustainability in a completely new way, in an interdisciplinary way. So yes, we need education, but not any kind or not the same kind of education that we are having, because it's not producing the right kind of leaders. Education that really incorporates a notion of shared vision and ethics for sustainability. And lastly, we need to rescue our capacity to feel, sensibility. We have been working a lot with our minds, with our rational side, which is good, but the human being is beyond this part, the logical part, the words and the arguments, right? We don't necessarily move only by words and arguments. We are driven a lot by what we feel. So we need to rescue our capacity as human beings, which I think it's quite natural of human beings to feel, to be sensible, of sensibility. Our capacity to be connected again with the large living world, which means the oceans, yes, which means the mountains, yes. But if we are so far away from them, we are disconnected. So it's very hard to make decisions about the best way to reorient our world if we are disconnected from nature. So according to what the Earth Charter articulates, we need a change of minds, but also hearts. And I would like to close with principle 16F of the Earth Charter. Because some people look at the Earth Charter and say, well, is this only about environment? Actually, no. Is this a charter for the environment? No. Is it about sustainability? Actually, I think it articulates a vision that puts together the peace agenda with the environment agenda, with the justice and human rights. And it's one of these last principles articulates the notion of peace as the result of a more just and sustainable world. We can only achieve enduring peace if we're able to address the need for ecological integrity. We can only achieve an enduring peace if we're able to have a more just and sustainable world in our societies. And it ends by saying we need to recognize that peace is the holiness created by the right relationships. The right relationships with what? My relationship with myself, relationship with oneself, the right relationship with others, with Julia, with my friend Jacobs, with Jonathan, the right relationships with the others, other cultures, other life, Earth with a capital E, for some reason, and the larger whole of which we are all part. So this notion of interconnectedness and systemic approach is right there, also embedded. Thank you very much.